My name is Michael Harris, and the night I chose to stand by my wife's father while everyone else walked away is something I will never forget, because it revealed who I truly was, who my wife truly was, and what loyalty really means. Her father, Robert, had always been a strong, proud man, gruff on the outside but kind-hearted in his own way. When my wife, Anna, and I got married, I never imagined I'd find myself in a situation where his life hung in the balance and everyone else seemed to vanish. It started a few months ago when he was diagnosed with a serious illness. The doctors were cautious but honest, warning us that his condition could worsen quickly. Anna's siblings, who lived in different states, promised they would take turns helping, but as the days passed, I noticed their calls and visits dwindling. Her mother had passed years earlier, leaving Robert to manage his pride and health alone, and now, one by one, everyone else made excuses: work, travel, life events, until it felt like Anna and I were the only ones left. I could see the strain in Anna's eyes, the exhaustion of running back and forth between work, home, and the hospital. One evening, after a particularly long day, she collapsed into my arms, tears falling freely. "Michael, I can't do this alone," she whispered. I held her tighter and said, "You're not alone. We'll do this together." That night, I made a decision. I would stay with her father, keeping him company, helping with his meals, medications, and comfort, while Anna managed everything else. The first night alone was quiet and heavy. Robert didn't speak much, but his eyes told me stories. Memories of a life well lived, regrets, joys, and the loneliness that came with losing his wife and watching his children drift away. I listened, offering small words of comfort, sometimes just sitting silently beside him, holding his hand when he shivered or winced. Days turned into weeks, and slowly, a rhythm formed. I became a part of his routine, making tea just the way he liked, reading aloud from newspapers, helping him with stretches the doctors recommended, and even laughing together at stories from my own childhood that reminded him of his younger years. Anna would visit, always grateful, sometimes overwhelmed, but she knew she could rely on me to stay steady when she had to leave. What surprised me most wasn't just Robert's resilience, but how much he came to trust me. One night, he said softly, "Michael, you didn't have to stay. You could have walked away like the others, but you didn't." I swallowed hard, feeling the weight of his words. "I couldn't," I said simply. "You're family now, and family doesn't walk away." Weeks later, Anna's siblings finally returned, apologetic and regretful, but the bond between Robert and me had already deepened. He would tease me, scold me, even give me advice about life and love, advice he never gave his own children, and I realized that loyalty isn't just about presence, it's about consistency, humility, and compassion. The day his health improved slightly, I watched Anna hug her father, and I knew that our support, my support, had made a difference. It wasn't glamorous, it wasn't public, and it didn't come with applause, but it came with something far more valuable: trust and gratitude that cannot be bought or forced. Looking back, I realized that standing by him while everyone else walked away wasn't just about proving my love to Anna or fulfilling a duty to her father. It was about discovering the depth of my own character and understanding that in times of trial, true loyalty shows itself not when it's easy, but when it's hardest. Sometimes life tests you in ways you never expect, and sometimes people disappoint you when you need them most. But in those moments, the choice to stay, to care, and to support quietly, without recognition, shapes who you are and what those around you will remember. And when Robert finally smiled at me, resting a hand on my shoulder and saying, "You're a good man, Michael," I knew that every sleepless night, every long conversation, every act of patience had been worth it. Because in the end, standing alone wasn't about isolation. It was about courage, compassion, and the knowledge that love is measured not by words or appearances, but by the actions you take when no one else is watching.